On the 16th of February this year, I had a phone call from a friend and we spoke for about 45 minutes. And my right leg felt very, very heavy. And I thought, that's odd. And immediately my left leg and my left arm went into spasm, like a seizure. And then my right arm. And I dropped my phone. So I went into Coffs on the Sunday, the 17th. The following Friday, late afternoon, I was on a care flight to John Hunter. And then they did surgery on the Thursday. My name's Barbara Moore and I live in the Glenipher Valley. It's in the Bellingen Shire on the mid-north coast of New South Wales. I live alone, never married, no children. My nearest relative lives in Tamworth, my brother. Things changed when the diagnosis occurred. Normally I'm very active and very resilient and very self-sufficient. You know, I get on the tractor and I slash till nearly dark and get the chainsaw out and do this and do that. And I was totally physically independent. And I came out of surgery and I couldn't use my right leg. I really find it difficult to walk and stand for any length of time. Very, very, very breathless. I'll walk for 10 steps and, you know, I have to sit down and catch my breath. Even just a little bit of exertion exhausts me. So when you finish here today, I'll sit down in the chair and I'll just go to sleep for hours. I didn't know how I was going to react to the radiation and the chemotherapy. You know, people have side effects. And was I going to be able to look after myself if I had these sort of nasty side effects of, you know, vomiting and diarrhoea and inability to cook a meal and all that sort of thing. But I'm not allowed to drive, so that makes life a little bit limited. But I've now got a second tumour that's grown in the vicinity of the first tumour, and I might even have more. I'm having an MRI done in a couple of weeks' time to find out. So the prognosis is very, very poor. You go to jail and you don't get out. The services in regional and rural Australia for brain cancer patients is not the same as what you get in the larger cities. And even Newcastle, which is a major regional area, has better services than Coffs Harbour, which is also a major regional area. And this is where the nurses would come in. But there are no nurses available because they run off their feet in Coffs. They are so overwhelmed with patients. Because the government are not providing funding, and it comes down to people like the Mark Hughes Foundation to provide extra funding for staff that specialise in treating the kind of condition that I've got, then hopefully what I'm sharing will make people aware that there is an absolute need for specialised staff. I'm talking about support nursing staff.
We can coordinate families and the patients with people like social work, dietitians, physiotherapists and that sort of thing, and really provide a local context to the care of the patient. There is evidence to say that patients with coordinated care have less anxiety about the process, and I think it's because they are tapping into an expert in that field who knows the processes, who has the networks with the other units and is able really to streamline and really get to the heart of coordinating that patient as an individual and their needs.
The day-to-day living quality of life impacts more on the patient than the actual disease itself. Money is absolutely essential because you can't do anything without money these days. What that might also achieve is many more days for patients with brain tumours because of the opportunity to improve not only the care of those patients but also any research and development that can be made to find curable treatments for the many different types of brain tumour.